Hello, everyone. Welcome to yet another session of Wow Feature. The session is fully dedicated to the women out there who are now looking after themselves, getting aware of the holistic wellness thing. And today I have with me a very prominent personality, Miss Shweta Shalini. I think Shweta, everyone knows you. You don't need any introduction, but yes, as a kind of a formality, I just want to introduce you quickly. So Shweta is an politician, tech enthusiast. Shweta is working with a lot of startups, a BJP spokesperson, and the list goes on. I think for me, Shweta, you are a true inspiration. I do follow you on all your social media profiles. I keep seeing you, apart from juggling through your work, you're always there doing some yoga pose or, showing some health hacks to the people out there. So I think you're a true inspiration, Shweta. So once again, Shweta, welcome and thank you so much for being here with us today. I'm going to quickly jump on to my questions. And this is, as I mentioned before, this is a very informal sessions where I'm going to ask you some personal questions about your life and your work-life balance. So, yeah.
Okay, I'm ready. Shoot.
Okay, awesome, Shweta. So,
First
Shweta,
and foremost, thank you so much, Neha. It is such a privilege. And thank you for starting something like this because I know a lot of women are looking forward to a lot of idols, and that's what we miss. And we need to have idols that we feel that we can follow, we can get inspired, we can get motivated. And hence, I personally feel that platforms like this are more than welcome. So thank you so much. And thanks to you.
Thanks for mentioning that out, Shweta. So, Shweta, my first question to you about your personal life, of course, how all this started, Shweta? What was your inspiration to come into the politics, be a leader? What was the curiosity, courage, and the ethics you followed to be the woman what you are today?
Okay, good. So very quickly, there was pretty early in my life, when I was very young, my father I quite remember that my father taught me this little poem that he used to recite to me. It said, तुम रजनी की चांद बनोगी या दिन की मार्तंड प्रखर, एक बात है मुझे पूछनी, फूल बनोगी या पत्थर?
Wow.
नकली क्रीम तिल कंघी से नकली रूप सजाओगी या असली तेज लहू का आनन पर चमकाओगी? आनन इज चेहरे. तो will you and your beauty be comprised of your action? And that's precisely all it meant. And hence, my father really taught me. He was the hero of my life. He's still the hero of my life, and he taught me that you need to take life into your control. So there was a time when I thought that this story of mine, this life, is a script that I'm writing for myself, and I'm the heroine. I can't be the victim of life. So I need to act like that I'm control of the script. I am going to emerge out victorious from all of this. Yeah. And hence started this thing of what is it that I am good for, what is it that I'm good at, and what is the larger purpose of my life. I trampled over a lot of things. I'm an engineer. I did my MBA from Symbiosis. Post that, I was working for about 8 long years for a multinational corporation. I became an entrepreneur, and yet I was looking for this larger purpose of my life. And then I realized that the larger purpose of my life was to basically serve the people and to make a larger impact. And when the word impact impacted me, I realized that one of the most prominent ways to make an impact is by tweaking policies, by creating policies, by making a difference at the larger, powerful level, where you can actually maneuver the country itself. And that's how I got into politics. Another reason, we all need idols, we all need inspirations. I came across Shri Narendra Modi ji when he was the Chief Minister of Gujarat, and he inspired many youth like me to actually go ahead and make a difference. I also had, luckily, a mentor called Devendra Fadnavis ji, who happened to believe that good people make a difference in politics, but they can only make a difference when they decide to get their hands dirty. So he actually taught us that you need to, agar कीचड़ साफ करना है तो गंदगी में तो उतरना ही पड़ेगा. So that's how I took this jump. And after realizing that this is where I belong, this is what I wanted, and this is the larger purpose of my life, impact, the word impact. That's how I came in.
That's so amazing, Shweta. And I'm sure I've been seeing and following you, as I mentioned. You do a lot of work when it comes to women and child development. You do a lot of work in the villages out there. So yeah, I think you rightly mentioned कि हाथ गंदे करने पड़ते हैं, जाना पड़ता है, and we have to. So there's a saying, right? You have to come out of your comfort zone, and I see you doing that completely. So, Shweta, my next question is, what are some barriers? You must have definitely faced many barriers because we come from the conservative mindset of the society. So, being that leader out there, what were the barriers, especially in politics, right, where there are all men? So, what did you face, and what are those incidents which hit your mind now as well?
See, there are always barriers, especially for women. There are barriers everywhere. It starts from the family, from the society. There are barriers that we create for ourselves. But I think one of the things that I believed in my head, and I always tell to other women, see, you come from a conservative Jain family, right? But you've broken your own barriers, right? In our own individual ways, we fight our own barriers and our boxes. But the thing about out of box is that you have already defined the box. And that's the reason why I always tell other women, let yourself fly. There is only one person that can stop you from becoming or realizing who you really are, and that's you yourself.
You yourself.
There are going to be barriers, but one person who is going to make you successful again is only you yourself. And hence, one of the things that I firmly believed, that yes, there are barriers, there are people who didn't want women to do well, there are no gaps in the society, there are no places that there are glass ceilings, there are glass cliffs. But yet, I think women are natural multitaskers. Women are natural caretakers. We are mothers, and God has blessed us with this care. So when I became a mother, I thought it has become my evident strength, because in today's world, today I look at everything like my own child. I can actually look at the service sector as giving service, and that too selflessly, because I've been a mother. Because I'm a woman, I can multitask a lot of things. मैं हमेशा महिलाओं को कहती हूँ कि when we get married, हम अपने पेरेंट्स को भूलते नहीं हैं, हम एक नए सेट ऑफ पेरेंट्स को अपनाते हैं. And that is the strength of being a woman. And that is the reason when you become mothers, you don't stop being wives. You are a wife and you just become additionally a mother. And that's why multitasking comes very, very easily to us. That is the reason why I always tell this to women, that beyond barriers, realize your potential, because you may not or may choose to wear the pants. Remember, the men can never choose to wear the sarees. And it is this high heels that should remind you that your head should always be high and your standards should be higher. So once you realize
very
this,
well said, Shweta.
you will definitely ensure that you will break all barriers. As far as what kind of barriers I faced, especially in politics, because it's a typical man's world.
Yeah.
See, one of the biggest barriers that I thought was there was being considered a woman. I was never considered a talent. I was never considered a resource, especially in politics. I have a startup, which is a technology startup. So in a technology startup, when you talk about a resource which knows a certain language like C, C++, you don't know whether the resource is male, female. And I firmly believe that talent has no gender. But in politics, it really matters on a lot. So, I was a woman first, and then I was a talent. And that's what irked me a lot, because for me and the place that I came from, it didn't matter at all.
Yes.
Second, I think because I came from a performance oriented sector and came into politics, and politics is just about rising up to performance today. Performing and competing with men also was a huge challenge. So again, these are barriers, but I think we are breaking away the shackles of all these thought processes, and that's one of the reasons why I think I exist, I stay. It was easier for me because I come from a party which is a grassroots cadre level party which encourages women, and I was respected because of my talent. But otherwise, it is actually difficult in politics. I understand that.
Yes, I completely agree, Shweta. So, Shweta, as you mentioned this all rightly about, the barriers and things out there, but there are women themselves who wants to emulate males. They are not being true to themselves. They are just emulating males. So, what's your take on that, Shweta?
Good. This is something that I always talk about. See, unfortunately, what happens is, Neha, in our sectors, women don't have idols. And that is why I congratulated you, because you've set up a platform where you can actually set up idols for women. Now, when I don't have an idol, and my only idol which is available is a male. So as a woman, I start basically imitating men, which I don't need to do. But that's the only idol available. So when I look up to him, I realize that he's in that position because of his certain traits and certain features. And then I imbibe those features inside of me. And that's where I think women go wrong. Because I personally feel that the strength of being a woman is in actually being a woman.
Being a woman, yes.
And that strength is something that you need to figure out. And that's what I said, that most often it is important for you to realize your own strength and how, if you're an entrepreneur, monetize your strength. If you're a leader, then ensure that you can lead with that strength and hence motivate other people to follow you with that strength. And that's precisely what every woman should do, other than imitating just men idols.
Yes,
and hence
so true.
Platforms like you are also important.
Thank you so much for that advice, Shweta. I think that's a $100 advice for the other women out there, because we have to follow the people we can resonate with. The males have different qualities, and we as women have like certainly very, very different qualities. We should follow our strengths and not just blindly follow the herd races. Shweta,
for example, endurance, endurance comes, we endure pain every month. So endurance comes so easy to us. In fact, we can endure more than we actually know. So endurance is something that is an inherent strength of women. What we need to do is we need to understand to utilize that.
Absolutely, absolutely. So true, Shweta. Shweta, my next question, right? What value did your political training and experience add to your leadership skills? Because of course, you have technical background. That's that is unlikely to be there in politics. But along with your leadership and your background, what values did politics has helped bringing that leadership quality in you?
See, I think politics in general is a difficult field, because somehow I think one, the perception politics depends a lot on perception.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, the place that you and me come from, the civilized middle class upbringing, politics for them is a complete no-no field.
No,
So
of course,
आज
yeah.
भी अगर आप मेरी माँ से पूछेंगी तो मेरी माँ कई बार मजाक में कहती हैं कि मेरी बच्ची अस्पताल में बदल तो नहीं गई थी, यही वाली है कि दूसरी आ गई.
Yeah.
But personally, I think politics has given me two things, which is very, very important. I think one is objective criticism. Because you're in public life, it is very important for you to understand who is criticizing you just for the sake of it, and who's actually bringing some value on the table. Whatever I do is in public life, so there are 10 people who love it, there are 10 people who hate it. And for me, so some people call it being thick-skinned, but I want to call it objective criticism. It's okay if you criticize me, but I need to understand that if you are not objectively criticizing me, which can add value to what and who and what kind of work that I'm doing, then it's of no sense to me. So to basically understand this is very, very critical. So that is something that really got added as far as politics is concerned. Second thing is I think understanding of people. Because we are in people's business, and my father taught me very early in life that beta, you don't earn anything in life, all you earn are people. So I had a lot of friends, I had a lot of acquaintances, I had a lot of people that I knew and who knew me. But understanding people has, I think, enhanced quite a bit since the time that I have come into politics. Now I know that people, their leadership skills, if I need to ensure that they need to be given the kind of upliftment in their own work, I can do that. And hence there are people that I can support, there are people who can support me, there are people who have mutual win-win, and so on and so forth. So understanding of people and people skills, I think, has been enhanced since the time I have come into politics.
Awesome. So I think you broke my myth that politics cannot give you anything. But I think a lot of learning out there. Shweta, now coming to the health part of the scenario where we are, that's why we are here today, to inspire other women to look after themselves, So how do you keep your balance, juggling between personal, professional, political life, yet looking so beautiful, inspiring, and taking care of yourself, Shweta? So what's your secret out there?
So one, there is no secret. And if there is any, it is only hard work. Trust me. It is hard work and a lot of work. So, which means what? Which means that if you have a passion, if you have an aim, if you have a goal, you also need that fire inside of you to just keep you going. And that's when, especially when I talk to women, I say that, when I say that there is nobody else who can stop you except you, then you need to understand that, I need to keep going because I want it this way. So that fire needs to keep burning. So we need to understand that the time that you sleep, I actually work. The time that you take rest, I write. The time that you probably are, enjoying with family, I'm traveling. So these are the things that give me an upper edge as far as work is concerned. But coming back to your question of work balances, see, I had seen this video bite and viral video of Indra Nooyi, who said that, women can't have it all. Trust me, I firmly believe that nobody can have it all. So we have to prioritize in life. And I think priority is a major key. It is important that you prioritize what's important for you. And in this priority list, you yourself needs to be the first priority. For every woman, I say this: if you're happy, if you're healthy, and most importantly, if you have a goal, so if you're busy, towards happy children, healthy family, and a very positive society. So for you, please keep yourself as priority number one. For me, I ensure that I take out time for my workout. I ensure that I do multiple kind of workouts. So I do meditation, I do yoga. I ensure that I'm a very hugely spiritual person. So I take my time out in my bit of religious rituals and so on and so forth. See, I'm wearing a Fitbit, so I ensure I walk. My profession also allows me or ensures that I walk a lot. So the fact is, see, daily life is a challenge for women. But all you need to do is you need to look at this challenge in the eye and probably wink at it. That's all you can do, or smile at it, or make your charm work. But more importantly, my key to women is PMS should have and must have just one meaning, and it means plan, model, and scale. And that's precisely what it is. So plan everything, model everything, and scale it. There is no other meaning, because for every other meaning is an excuse.
Yes. I think that point even I'm going to note it down, although I do a lot, but no, I have to still reach that, mindset of PMS now, Shweta, in my life as well, putting it down blindly over here. So, there's always a gap which I found in other women. I think you talk a lot, I also talk a lot, where, they come to all this gathering. There's so many women community out there, a lot of gossiping. But I thought of creating a moment where we never talk about me first. You have already spoken about that a lot, Shweta, but again, emphasizing on that point, we never talk about me first, whether it's family, children's, relatives, this, that, work, but we never prioritize ourselves in the world out there. So, how do we as women leaders, mentors, you as a personality out there, how do we change that narrative, Shweta? It's not like this event or this initiative is not like, one more I or, baat karke chale gaye. How do we actually, if we really want to make a difference, how do we change the narrative?
See, it's very simple, Neha ji. I told you, one of the most important things is, see, for example, who sold the idea of, a zero figure to you? Who sold the idea of fairness cream to you? Who said that fair is beautiful? Who sold the idea of glow? I mean, we are all beautiful. And trust me, I mean, beautiful is what beautiful does. I mean, my actions have to be beautiful. The way I think needs to be beautiful. So, we need to change our heroes first. We need to change our people that we look up to first. We need to focus on the right things first. I mean, when the narrative, when the huge big bad world wanted to sell fairness creams to us, they made sure that they made fair beautiful. when they wanted to sell clothes which were a different kind, they made being thin in. If they want to sell us a specific cream, they basically try, and so it's a marketing world. It's a marketing world, and we are falling into the marketing narrative. So the idea is not to create the narrative. The idea is to basically wake up the women. And waking up women is going to happen because each one of us, you just told me that, I do a lot, but I still have to do more. I mean, it's our journey. You are just competing with yourself. I'm competing with myself. And this is the only fact. I'm beautiful. So the idea is the only way we can change the narrative, or we can create a different narrative, is by ensuring that the right kind of focus needs to be given to the right kind of things, which means that it is important for women to make an impact. It is important for women to bring the right kind of talent to the table. It is important for women to be heard. Today, we have given reservation to women, and we are talking about more reservation to women. But then the fact is, and it's right, in the parliament, there are hardly any women today. But then the fact is, if I go back and see, are there women in politics who are now trained and ready to be sitting there? Absolutely no. We are today talking about the fact that there is a glass ceiling, and in the boards we mandated women sitting there. But I get a lot of offers from different corporates saying that, we need a woman, so will you come and sit on our board? And I turn around to tell them that, stop considering me as a woman. I'm a talent. So if I know nothing about finances, it doesn't matter whether I sit on a bank board or no, because I will not be able to contribute. I'm just sitting there because I'm a woman. So this is the narrative that we will have to change. It matters the most. I think it's one of the most beautiful things that you've done. You've thought about other women, and this is where I feel sisterhood shout out, I usually call it. It is important that women should come together to understand that it's a men's world, because we've allowed it to be. We are 50% of the population. We don't compete with them. And that's why it's become the men's world. It is important. See, क्या होता है ना, नेहा, मेरी एक theory है, and I'm going to, because it's a casual talk, I can share this theory with you. हम जब लड़कियों को बचपन से बड़ा करते हैं ना, we kind of put it into their minds that you need to be very competitive. Why? You need to be looking the best. Your hair should be the best. Your eyes should be the best. You should be the best as far as your etiquette is concerned. आपको बात इस तरीके से करना चाहिए. क्यों? So that you get the best boy married to you. And this is what our traditional patriarchy is all about. And that is the reason why women always compete, and we are always mostly competing with other women, because we feel that either my hair is going to be beautiful, or her hair is going to, that best boy is either going to pick me up or pick her up. Now we need to stop this narrative. We are not competing with ourselves. We are competing with the thousands of men who've captured this world, and that's why the world is called the men's world.
So women are like, if when I go and talk about health, they want to be slim, not because they want to be healthy, because other women are slim. So I'm like, no, you have to be healthy for yourself and not for others to look at you. So it's so true.
When I started fitness, a lot of people told me that, आपको पॉलिटिक्स करना है ना, तो फिर आप फिटनेस क्यों कर रहे हो? मैंने कहा, मैं फिटनेस इसलिए कर रही हूँ ताकि मैं 90 साल तक पॉलिटिक्स कर सकूं. Please understand this. I'm going to be struggling and reaching to a position, and I want to be ensuring at that point of time I'm healthy enough to serve the people. I don't want to have my teeth falling and my hair falling and suffering for a lot of diseases and saying that I'm here to serve the people.
So true. I guess awesome, Shweta. It was so wonderful talking, and what you spoke was, it is related to each and every woman out there. It's like high time we think about ourselves and we think about I think as you mentioned 50% of population अगर हम सब काम करने लग जाए तो GDP पूरी change हो जाए. So
Exactly.
yeah, so I think it's high time out there, and I think people like you inspire me, and I want you and other women out there to encourage this kind of initiatives where we can change the narrative. So I think thank you so much, Shweta, for all that you have spoken here today, and that was really, really that has lots of meaning in it. And I'm gonna definitely, get the snippets out there, and want that narrative to go out in public. So yes, Shweta, thank you so much, and I'll be definitely in touch with you for lot many initiatives like this.
And trust me, Neha, this is for you.
Yeah.
You always had a killing attitude, but now I think, and I always say this, strong women set standards, and you're setting the standard for other people. So
thank you so
congratulations. I
Thank
think
you so
that's
much,
about
Shweta.
it. Let's just
That really means a lot to me, Shweta.
all the
Thank you
best.
so
All
much.
the very best.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Shweta. Bye,
Bye. Take
bye,
care.
bye, Shweta.
Bye.
Thanks.